Officially, I am 21 years old today. I am so excited. I am so enthused. I am such a space of gratitude. This marks the comeback of me from being dead to this magnificent life that I live today. I can't express how grateful I am for this opportunity just to be here, to live this marvelous, magnificent life that I experience every day. How blessed I was that I came back, that I changed my narrative, that the impossible became possible, that against all odds and all the predictions and all the things that were happening, I'm here and I'm 21 today. Ah, yeah, a little more than 21 years ago, I decided it was it. They had just found the nodules in my lungs. And because I had had melanoma 2 years prior to that, I understood it was metastasized in my body. And that was my end. It was very difficult for me. I had a 2-year-old, a 7-year-old, and I wasn't ready to die, but I felt there was no way out. There was no other option for me. And I remember telling the doctor, can you do a surgery? Can you do something? And he said, well, lung surgery are not that simple. It's some people don't come back. Uh, you gotta shrink your lungs and then you have to relearn how to breathe. And we don't do that unless there is no other way. And I said, but what are we going to be waiting for? He said, well, we need to wait and we need to assess again in 6 months to see if they're going to grow in size or in quantity. And I told him, in 6 months, I'm not going to be here anymore. And looking back today, I think it was God that put that angel right in front of me. He said, with compassion, he looked into my eyes and he said, do you think in 3 months you are still gonna be here? And I thought, I said, maybe, I think so. And he said, and what are you gonna do in these 3 months? And immediately I told him I was gonna go on a trip because I have not done a trip in my entire marriage, because we could never do it, because I was not allowed to. I was led to believe that we couldn't do it. My kids did not have memories with me because I was always working. And and I want them to. I want them to remember me. I want them to know how much I love them. So I wanted to go on this trip. I wanted to see dolphins, and uh, and that's what I decided I was going to do. But also I decided to say goodbye to everything and everyone. I was in an MBA program, and it was a lot of money at USP, a very like the Harvard of Brazil, very hard to get in, even harder to get out. And I was I was halfway through, a little more. And then I told some friends there what was happening. And then I was not doing anymore. Back then I was paying something like 2,500 a month. And I couldn't, because of the financial situation. I was the only person working, my household. And things were difficult. Sorry, this is all very emotional for me. Thank you for sticking in with me here. Uh, so they said, hey, why don't you just keep coming so you have something to do? You don't keep thinking about these things, and just we can help you financially instead of doing this. And I said, no, I don't want to be behind. So does it help to, like, instead of paying once a month, you pay twice a month because you get paid twice a month? And he said, yes, actually it does. So they helped me. They were very nice to me. And I detached from everything and from everyone. Some people don't know this, but I started organizing my documentation because I felt like when I die, people are gonna need to find this or know where this is, where my passwords are, how to access this. I had investments. I had not investments, but I had, bank accounts and things that I thought people would need. And I would start thinking about how I wanted things to end, and I was 32 years old. So I remember going back to the doctor 3 months later after doing the trip, after having so many confirmations about the relationship I was in that was over for a long time. And I I got there to the doctor's office, and we saw that instead of 10 nodules, there were 20. I don't even know what the doctor said. I have no recollection of that. Sorry. But I remember coming home. I remember getting to the 40 square meters apartment I used to live in. Uh, I remember opening the door and observing my boys playing. There was a blanket on the floor. We had tile, cold tile. This apartment was on the ground floor. It was a very poor neighborhood. And area. I remember hearing my ex-mother-in-law, rest in peace. She loved boys, but she didn't like me. She was jealous of me, of her only son, I guess. But I remember hearing her there in the kitchen doing something, and the boys were playing. I just passed by them, going to my bedroom. In my head, I was just gonna lay there and die. That was it. And I walked. I passed them. And I was approaching my bedroom when I heard their voices. And I stopped, turned my back. So I turned. When I turned, I saw this beam of light coming from above on them. And their voices, it was like angels singing. And I had this feeling. I didn't say a word, but inside my inner voice screamed so loud, like a lion, giving up on my boys, not watching them grow, becoming men, and playing, and going to school, and having problems, having jobs, girlfriends, and helping them and playing with them and being there for them. No! So help me, God. In that moment, I became invincible, unstoppable, limitless. I knew God was there with me, giving his hands to me, leading me, guiding me, inspiring me, blessing me, and protecting me, and healing me from whatever illnesses or circumstances or diversities or challenges that were brought into my life. That I was here for them. I was here for more. And that's what happened. After that, I left my marriage, an abusive marriage. I took my boys. I had no place to be. I had no money. I had a huge debt that was made in my name. I ran away because I was being chased by my ex. I haven't spoken to my family in a long time. And I called them in the middle of the night, and they opened the gates, they opened the door, and I run there and hid there. And my ex-husband came right behind me. And I remember calling the police. And my dad said, if he comes inside the house, I'll kill him. And this despair, because that's not what I wanted for my boys, for my family, for my father. It was horror. But I got out of there. There were bad things that happened after that and follow after that. It was really a war. But I was so strong. There was nothing that was going to stop me to live the life I wanted, to become the person that God wanted me to be the mother to my boys, to be there for them, to have a life quality with them. And I lived a little bit with my mother because I had no place to go, no money, nothing. I had a job that was wonderful. And my family helped with the kids until the day that I guess my family, they were just doing to them what they used to do to me and my siblings, raising us the same old ways and physically, spanking them and yelling at them because that's how things were. And then one day I'm at work and my mother called me saying, my 9-year-old ran away with his 4-year-old. And they left a note saying, I left. I ran away. I cannot stand being here anymore. That's my boy. and I was in despair because I was so worried about what happened to them. They just walked to their father's house. It was so dangerous. There's all these avenues and big roads and stuff, and they had to cross a bridge. It was a dangerous bridge in a river, this wood bridge, and it was it was just to think about it today is it's I laugh because it's surreal. These two children, I run out of the work and I went to get them. And I had just bought an apartment. This is another marvelous story that I didn't have a place to be, and I wanted to have a place with my kids. I wanted to be a mother, really. And it didn't happen really until I was living with them by myself, having no help from anybody. And this story of the apartment is another amazing thing that happened. It was another miracle that God put in my life. So I bought the apartment, but the truth is I had no money to put anything in that apartment. I had nothing. But that day, I picked my boys up, I rescued them, and I brought to this apartment. I had not showed them yet. And I brought them there, and I told them, this is our home. This is where we are going to be. And doesn't matter how or what's going to happen, we're always going to be together and connected. This was 2008, 2009, I don't remember. And people start giving things to us like furniture and stuff and glasses and plates and mattresses and everything we needed, because when I ran away from my ex-husband's house, I had nothing. I took nothing with me. So I had to start from zero, from scratch. But God provided everything. We had everything and more that we wanted. Wow, I went far away here. But I just want to say that when that decision happened, that I was going to leave, I was going to be here, I was going to be alive and there for my boys, I decided it was St. Peter's Day right after that, which is today, June 29. And I decided to light the fire in gratitude. And I said, and if I die, maybe I already fulfilled my mission here. And he got the keys to heaven. So yeah, I'm going to honor. And he's so close to Jesus that his story in Jesus was so beautiful. So Peter has a beautiful story with Jesus. You know that before Jesus called him to be one of the disciples, he used to persecute Jews. And he was a Jew used to persecute Christians. And he was doing this work, and then he was a fisherman, and then Jesus called him to be fisher of men. And anyway, so I'm 21. So 21 years ago, that's when I first light the fire in gratitude, is remembering I'm 21. I am 21. I am so grateful. I am so happy for this opportunity just to be here, to live life marvelously, to witness God's majesty in magnificent creation every day, to live in abundance, in prosperity. Everything is so beautiful and joyful and marvelous around me and in my life. And I am so grateful that I'm still here. And I want to share this light with you, this treasure that God gave me. I want to share it with you. I want you to come to this side here. I want you to experience this joy, this marvelous life. What do you think is the end? It might not be. When you think it's over, it might be just the beginning. Thank you for listening, for watching this. I am so enthused that God is so present in my life. Sorry. I guess that's my human condition, right? I do believe we are spiritual beings in a human experience. And the way I believe God wants us to experience life here on earth as we are here, during this very short period of time we're here, I imagine, I use this metaphor of this amusement park. It's so beautiful. If you have kids, or if you were a kid once, you've been probably to an amusement park or you're on vacation. And then you went there and you had so much fun. You had all these things. You could have the popcorn and the cotton candy and go on the ride and have ice cream and going on the ride and meeting these wonderful people. Everybody's in this high energy because everybody's on vacation. Everybody's happy. Everybody's so in a state of gratitude and enjoying life to its fullest. It is just so marvelous. But there is a day that when it's time to go back home. So while you're here, go in the ride. Go one more time. Smile to people. Go there, run, walk barefoot, dance in the rain. Get cotton candy and ice cream and popcorn. And live aligned to your with your inner peace. Be congruent. Listen to your body, to your intuition. It's God talking to you. Be grateful. Forgive. Ask for forgiveness. Live like every day as is the last, because it might just be. But it's okay, because when you go back home, you're gonna see those people that before you went to the amusement park, that's where you were, right? And you love there too. And you're gonna love to get back to those people. It's so beautiful. I just wanted to share this with you. The most magnificent 21 years of living in God's grace. Because He is the God of the impossible. He has performed wonders in my life. And He can do the same to you. You just need to let Him. There's a beautiful quote from Charles Swindoll where he says, life is 10% what happens to me and 92% the way you react to it. Is the same as with you. Remember, live fully today. Today, it can be just the beginning of a beautiful new journey. Enjoy. Be grateful. God bless you. Namaste. Love you. Oh my God. I'm so happy.